honestly expected a lot. I expected maybe in a few months we'll see her sitting. In a few months, I'm a mother, I'm human. I want to see so many things from her. So I expected a lot. But I got to know that you give thanks for the little things.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be much.
Yeah.
Just give thanks for that little thing. Be thankful. When we are asked, what does your government do for you? We'll proudly wake up and say, we don't pay electricity. At least let's start with that. Because if we talk about how we'll sensitize, they'll say, hey, it's too much money. If we talk about them building a whole center, they'll still say it's too much money. But I don't see why I should pay for electricity.
And it's within your control.
I don't see why. And I have so many other things to think about. I don't see why.
High five baby, umekuwa kakubwa. Au. Hello, good morning and a warm welcome to today's episode of Tales of Wanjiku. And my people, I always tell you, when you see me doing an intro to Tales of Wanjiku seated, it's because we are about to discuss some really serious matters. Now, Baby Neillah is no stranger to majority of you. Coming to this house for me is now a routine, and guys, it's something I love doing because it only says that what man amesema si yenye Mungu amesema. To always see her for me is such a blessing. But today we are here, even as we get the update on how she's been. With this something, there's an elephant in the room, and I will let the mom talk to us about it, so that by the end of this episode we either have solutions or we know how to go about it. Yeah. So Mama Neilah, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Uko salama?
Uko salama.
Always nice seeing you.
Likewise, I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, me too. Yes, and for the people who are maybe watching you for the very first time, please introduce yourself and a bit of brief on why we are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Ruth. Ruth Omboy is my name, and I am a mother to a very beautiful girl. You'll see her by the name Neilah Zuri Mirera. So Neilah is a 4-year-old who was given a timeline of 2 years, but by God's grace, we are almost turning 5 years now. She has an underlying condition known as spinal muscular atrophy. It's a condition that affects her muscles. So basically, the more she grows, the weaker the muscles in her body get. We've had a whole story that we've done with Lynn several times, actually. She has continuously followed up on our progress, and we're really grateful. So we have been under home care for the last 4 years. No,
for the
2 years actually.
Now.
2-3 years, almost 3 years we've been under home care, and we have seen God's hand in our lives, and we've seen we've experienced good things, we've experienced sad moments, which we're really going to talk about pretty much in this episode. Yeah, and that is who Ruth is.
Yes, but how are you?
I am drained emotionally most of the times. At times I'm just a walking zombie, but at times I'm good, at times I'm pumped, I'm energetic, I have energy. We move either way. We move. Yes.
What's keeping you going, especially because I know things can be a bit, rough and tough here and there. What really keeps you going?
Neilah's smile.
Oh, wow.
I'll come back from trying to hustle, and I'll see her smiling, and just melts me down.
Yeah.
Even if I was crying, she'll just try and wipe my tears, and it keeps me going. Like, she's not losing hope despite the odds. She's there. So why am I giving up? So I keep going. She keeps me going.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
And she's, you know, I was talking to the Shosh earlier on, and Shosh was like, I really love your mom-in-law. You know, I know we've bonded a couple of times, and she said, Neilah is going to shock.
Yes,
she will. She said like Neilah is just going to shock the world. And for me, I can't wait to see that happen.
She will.
She will. Do you believe that?
I know she will. Like, her purpose is so great. We are yet to know what it is, but I know she will shock all of us. Yeah, she will.
Yeah. Now take us through the updates. The last time we were here, we just wanted a good home care for her. Yes. We wanted to build a community ICU for her. Yes. And I'm glad we got to achieve that. Yeah. But since that time, what has happened? So now we can get to this
elephant in the room.
Yes.
So we found a vent. Yeah. The last time Lynn was here, we were fundraising for a ventilator to just have a proper home care for her. So we finally found the ventilator. At that time, she also needed the ventilator. Yes. She was getting worse with time. We got the ventilator. We went to the hospital. She was admitted. Paid most of the money into the bill, which was okay. She settled in her machine. We came back home, and the greatest miracle happened. So I have been trying to look for ways for her to get drugs, being in communication with the doctors, and a company decided to give her one of the drugs that are there to treat SMA. It's a drug that will slow down the progressiveness of her muscles. The drug will ideally go for around 600,000 a month. Yes. We are getting it absolutely free.
Amen.
And since we started giving her that drug, Neilah's, every time she gets sick, it's like a walk in the park for her. She just goes and she's fine. Like, I've seen her improve, especially when it comes to matters that are about her health, like inside internal matters, like fighting. I think how she's fighting infections is better now. How she's, you know, her health is way better ever since we started that drug. Yeah. And it's a miracle drug for us. Yes. It's a life-changing drug for us. Say yes. Good girl. Say no. Say no.
Say no.
Good girl. Say yes.
Neilah, yes.
Say yes. Yes.
What's the name of the drug?
It's called Risdiplam.
Yeah.
Risdiplam. Yes.
Why they gotta give this drug such heavy names though? Yeah. And it's really helping her at the moment.
Yes. It's given through the peg tube, the way you're giving her the meals. Yes. Yeah. So, and it's given every day at 10 p.m.
Every day at 10 p.m. Yes. And you guys, you are getting it for free.
We are getting it absolutely free. We only use transport to go and get it.
Yes. That's amazing. And we thank the people that came through.
Yes, I'm really grateful because what are the chances? Like in Africa, I think we're the only people, us and another mom, we're the only 2 cases that are getting the drug. So it was miraculous.
Amen.
If I tell you, it was miraculous. Yes, it was.
Amen.
So we're grateful for that chance.
Yeah. So now she can even move her.
So now her, I think right hand was completely gone with, of course, the condition. Yeah. But nowadays I can see her try to move her hands, her fingers. When you hold her here, she can move this part of the hand. The right hand, the left hand on the other hand, she scrolls. She's obsessed with phones nowadays. She'll scroll and...
Cocomelon?
Anything. Anything and everything. Yes. I'll give her my phone when I'm on Instagram. Yeah. She'll click the home button. It's amazing how clever she is. She'll click the home button, scroll up, go to all apps, scroll and find YouTube Kids specifically. Click on it. And then I'll scroll on her cartoons. It's amazing. It's amazing. God. With the minimum muscles that she has, she'll just find a way to do all that.
To do all that.
And she'll stay there the whole day.
Yeah. Yes. That's good. Yeah, man, we are moving. Yeah, one step at a time.
And I know. Yes. I know we are yet to see bigger things. We are yet to see bigger things with her.
Yeah. Yeah. That must have been the highlight. You getting to know you don't have to worry about 600,000 in a month.
It was. I remember that day we went with her and I was still in disbelief. I knew for a fact that I'll get a drug one day. I always told Baba, the dad,
Yes.
Tutapata dawa, relax. We'll get something. When? How? Where? Where will we get the money? I was like, no, relax. I didn't know where, when, how, but I knew.
Yeah.
I knew. I just knew. And then now we got it. And I was still in disbelief, like,
Yes.
okay, I was just saying with faith. But I don't know. I didn't know. I was just saying it out of faith, but here we are.
Here we are.
And honestly, I expected a lot. I expected maybe in a few months we'll see her sitting. In a few months, I'm a mother, I'm human. I want to see so many things from her. So I expected a lot. But I got to know that you give thanks for the little things.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be much.
Yeah.
Just give thanks for that little thing. Be thankful.
Because that too
it's a
is
lot.
beautiful. It's a lot. And
yes.
It's a lot.
Yes.
I love that. Gratitude all the way.
Yes.
Gratitude.
Be thankful.
Yes.
I may tell you, someone will hear, maybe I'm talking about her scrolling, yet she's not sitting, she's not hit the major milestones. And they'll be wondering, well, okay. But I'm thankful for even that scrolling. It's a lot for her. It's a lot for her.
That can lift him.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot for her.
I love that. Yeah. I love to hear. Man, has anyone from the Ministry of Health ever reached out to you?
No one has ever reached out to me. None. Actually, no one. I think it's sad, but I think it's everyone to themselves. It's pretty sad. I feel like so much can be done. At the moment, Neilah has pretty much settled. I would like, we would like to put ourselves out there to help people, to even help myself, But no one has ever reached out in regards to Ministry of Health.
Even really? Zero?
No one.
Yet in your DMs, you are dealing with so many other moms, other parents,
yes,
who are affected by this and much more.
So many moms will call me, hey, this and this is happening to my child, what do I do? And even if I advise them to take a test, a genetic test, it's expensive. Based on your conversation with a mom, you'll see they can maybe not afford, because they'll come and open up. You would know that. Yes. They'll come and open up to you about things that are going on, their kid, the way they're behaving. And you'll tell them, okay, you need to see a neurologist. A neurologist is expensive. It's 3,000 to see one. Maybe they're far. They'll need transport. Where will they sleep? They also need to do the test. A genetic test goes for around, I think, 30,000. Honestly. They'll probably need to admit the child. There's so many things, and they'll reach out to me and I'll wonder, how am I going to help you? I can only advise you, go to this doctor, but then what? What if you cannot afford? How am I putting myself out there to help you, honestly?
I'm also dealing with my own stuff,
I'm also trying. I barely have it figured out. I'm also trying. How am I going to help you? So yeah, but
really proud of you for, holding on. I mean, when you trace all the way back to the first time we came here with Ed to cover the story, and that's why I said, like, your strength is unmatched. And I remember I told you, you are so strong, and you asked me, Lynn, do I have a choice? Because the truth is, you don't
I don't have a choice. She's there, she's looking up to me. She's expecting me to do all these things like I'm a magician.
Yes.
So I don't have a choice.
Yes.
Like, to her, I think I'm this super person. She'll just say something and I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I always do.
You always do.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
That is the only option I have.
You have Baba Neillah. How is he coping?
Honestly speaking, it has not been easy for all of us. And especially since he doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
So it's been challenging financially. Yeah. Us having to live at his mom's. I can see him battle a lot. He just doesn't know how to express it. His kid being unwell, it has not been easy for him, but he keeps going. I'm grateful that he, even despite the odds not favoring him or any of us, He'd never left. He's always been there. I'll need to go maybe out with my friends and he'll tell me, just go, I'll look after her for the night. I'll need to be out there, you know, because we'll get there. We had to look for something to do. And there was a time I was selling smokies. He was the one looking after her so that we can at least get a thing or two. So he's been supportive, but I can see it's draining him.
Let me just ask, what are your professional qualifications, just in case someone is watching right now? And I know you told me, Lynn, I want to get out. I want to go out there. What are your professional qualifications and what are Baba Neillah's?
I have pursued economics and finance. I have a Bachelor of Degrees in economics and finance. I have done sales before. I have done logistics before, because we had a company for logistics. But of course, due to Corona, things went bad. So yeah, I've pretty much done that. As for Baba Neillah, he's into procurement and logistics. He has 9 years of experience in procurement and logistics. Actually, he got laid off when Neilah was in hospital. Yeah. So during that, all this time, he's just been trying to wake his company up, on, off. So it has been a turmoil of emotions. Yeah, he's done logistics. So,
and I hope something good comes out.
Yeah, you know? We really hope
we
something
never know
good
who
comes
is watching.
Out. Yes.
We never know who is watching.
Yes, that is my prayer.
Aki and Ruth, I know it's prayer. Never the end.
It's never the end.
Yeah, so you might feel like you are so overwhelmed. Like, why are people not calling us? Why, you know, you keep sending even CVs and stuff and nothing. But imagine that particular person that was meant to come through will come through when time is right. And when they come through, you will see why you had to wait for so long. Because I know waiting is not what you want to do. But then look at all the times you've been patient. Look at all the times you've dreamt. Go on.
Of course, like I said, we've been here before. We basically, for the longest time, we had to rely on donations. But it got to a point when you're continuously taking in and there's nothing coming in Aisharaka, it gets exhausted. And there's so many things which we'll get to. So we had to look for things to do. I started selling smokies. But it was still not enough, because I'll get maybe 500 a day out of the supplies that we need, out of everything we need. It was not enough. So one day I came across someone it was a place that was vacant, and I inquired. I don't know why I inquired, but I just did. I inquired about the place, and I was told it was a hotel. I have a passion for cooking. So I just said, can I see the place? So I walked in, saw the place, and I felt nice being there in that place. I just felt, wow, I don't know. So I got in contact with the guy, and he was really desperate to sell the place. And of course, I couldn't afford the place, though I valued it, and it was actually more than what he was giving. And we talked after so many times of back and forth, and trying to explain my situation. I don't know. It's just God. He gave me a grace period to work on the place, try and see what I can do with the place of 3 months. And then after that, we see how to go forward. So I have been there at the place for the last 3 months. 3 months elapsed on 8th of September. And Lynn, I am able to buy Neilah diapers, pay her nurse, because now me being not there and the dad trying to hustle here and there, because life has to go.
Life has to
move on. I can pay the nurse, I can buy her diapers and pay my workers there, but it's still a struggle. It's still a work in progress.
But how is it coming up though?
It's coming up well. 3 months have elapsed, and now see there was an agreement for that. And still, it's like we are back there, because I still don't have the money to buy the place. I've tried the place.
How much was it though?
It was going for 400,000. It's a lot. So we had to sit down and see how we can work around the dynamics, because I definitely cannot afford the place.
Yes.
But it's something that keeps me out of the house.
And makes you happy.
And it's 100 meters from home. In case of anything, I run
there.
I run home to look after Neilah. I go there, I cook, I do things, and then I come back home and look after Neilah. So it's something that is keeping me going.
And you love it.
And I love it.
Yes. And you love it.
I love the place.
But if you don't want, things will work out.
I love being there. I love, for a minute, I forgot how it feels to just be out there, you know, and do your things. But I love the place.
Good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. And we should actually keep it here. It's beautiful. It's even me, for me, it's just like, it's beautiful. Imagine.
It's nice to be out there.
Yeah.
With home care comes a lot of overwhelming bills. Like we're looking at 40 to 60,000 a month. Yeah. And we are living in my mom-in-law's place. So there's that aspect that we also need to be out there. So there's Neilah's supplies. I haven't counted her diapers. Neilah's supplies, her general food. This is Neilah alone. Her diapers. And then now you put the shelter, food, and all that. And then there's electricity. Lynn, we have 3 solar panels, okay? We will use them until when solar is gone, like around probably from 10 to 3 or 10 to 3. After 3, that is when we'll put on the electricity. But still, we'll have to come up with 5,000 a month on electricity.
5,000?
A month. However, that is what I was trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Accumulatively. Because there are so many other things you need to pay. Unaambiwa diaper imeisha, unaambiwa this imeisha, unaambiwa this imeisha. You'll prioritize on what she needs. So you'll put the bill aside.
Yes.
Comes next month, it's now 10,000. Come the other month, it's now
15,000.
This is an accumulation. The 50,000 is an accumulation. It's not for 1 month.
Yes.
It's an accumulation. And that is with us having a solar. Imagine if we didn't have.
Do you call them?
Yeah.
Do they come trying to shut down the power?
They'll come, but we'll explain to them. We'll explain to them that we have a kid. If you shut down that power, there is a kid whose life you'll take away. So they'll understand and they'll go. But eventually, I don't know for how long they'll hold that until they decide to cut it off.
And you've clearly told them this is what we are going through.
Yeah.
They are free to come waone machine zenye mnatumia.
Yeah, they're free. In fact, there was a time they wanted to come in. We told them, yeah, anytime you people want to come in, just come in. You'll see the baby if you think you're like. But even the watchman knows. So anytime they'll come and they're trying to do that, he'll tell them categorically. Honestly, there's a kid there. Don't cut down the power. And I'm thinking, this is the least. Kenya Power is for the government. They may not have to help me with any other thing. They may not have to help me with Neilah's bills. It's upon us to figure it out. But they are in charge of power. It's not a lot. And I know people who will even pay 10,000 in a month on power. Because as we will have the solar. Before it was coming to 6K, 7K without the solar. So I know it's possible to get to 10. And mind you, Neilah is only on ventilator at night. So the power is still not that much. But there's someone who'll have to put in 10,000 on electricity.
Yeah.
And they have a sick person at home who they need to care for, who they need to feed, who they need to do all these things. And probably they have to be there for them. They cannot go out and hustle because they have to take care of their kid.
Yes.
Or their parent or whoever it is they're looking at home. And with time, home care will be
so expensive.
And home care will be what people will be going to, because hospitals are expensive. We are looking at cases that are not treated. They won't be treated even in hospital. I'll go to a hospital today, like another time Neilah had cardiac arrest. And the doctors will tell me, and I understand, we cannot keep her here. We won't heal the SMA in her. So there is no need of keeping her here. We'll just accumulate bills and accumulate. And I'm like, I also don't want you to keep her here. So there'll be so many scenarios whereby staying in the hospital is not going to help. Unless you now take your person at home and look after them from home. But still, you'll have to foot in on electricity bills, which is the minimum.
You said Kenya Power is a government-owned.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the government actually, it's been almost 4.5 years since we started talking about Neilah's condition. No one from the Ministry of Health even bothered to reach out to you. Here we have massive accumulating bills. No one is still bothering to reach out to you. Do you think your government cares about you?
Honestly,
did you vote?
Yeah, no, I won't lie. I did not vote because I felt like it won't make a difference. It won't. I voted the last time and it didn't make a difference. I know someone will say I didn't even exercise my civic rights. I should not talk, but I believe not voting is a voice on its own. It's me knowing that whether I do or not, it won't make a difference.
Do you think your government cares about you?
Honestly, I don't think so. There is so much that is given to disability funds. Where does it go?
Does Neilah get anything?
No. So where does the money... there are two kinds of disabilities. If I was supposed to expound on that.
Yes, please.
There is the kind that it's probably the feet, the hands, you cannot hear, you cannot see, that kind of disability. And I feel like the government has focused on that in one way or another, because if someone does not sit, they'll be given a wheelchair by the government.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of disability on this other side. Neilah cannot speak. She cannot sit. She cannot walk. She cannot basically do anything. She can only see. How have they helped such kind of people? She's at home.
Neilah doesn't get anything from the government?
No. She's at home. Probably, unless God intervenes and heals her and she walks and finds a way for herself, we'll basically have to live our lives around her. And we are getting no help whatsoever. No help. I'm not working, he's not working. It's here and there trying to hustle to bring 1, 2, 3 together. And it's still not enough. And I'm not alone. I am not alone. We are so many of us.
Assuming they take their time and watch. Assuming, because I am like you, a Kenyan citizen. I'm assuming, honestly, this is where it comes in, right? I'm Kenyan. I have a child who depends on electricity to survive. I've done the best I could for the last 4.5 years. Of course, you guys, you've not reached out, but I'm a citizen of this nation, right? Healthcare should be affordable for everyone, right? You have your own bachelor's in economics and finance. Your husband is good at procurement and logistics, right? I mean, we have government institutions that would easily take you in, guys. We even have awareness programs around SMEs that could be started, initiatives that you guys can also help in, assuming even our new president watches or anyone in this institution watches. What would you like to tell them?
There's so much that we can do. We can do a whole lot. But I feel like electricity is the bare minimum, Lynn. I'm not telling you to move mountains. I'm not telling you to use billions of money. I'm just telling you to forego electricity bills for people under home care. That is the minimum we can do. If we can go to what we can do to make a whole lot of difference. I receive calls from people in America and they're telling me, what? You even have to pay your own nurse. What? You even have to fundraise for a machine. What is your government doing for you? What? Hospital, you have to pay for the hospital. Because if Neilah will have emergencies, I mean, I cannot let her be and then watch her go. I'll do what I can to take her to the hospital. Whatever it is we're dealing with, it tengenezwe and then we come back home. I'll have to look for money to do that. I'll have to look for money to transport her. I'm basically on my own. We are basically on our own. Suppose the government can work on getting a whole setup for such people, you know, where they can live with their families. They don't have to think about rent. All they have to do is care for their families and themselves. And that will make a difference.
Do you feel like it's a case of she's only one and she needs way too much? We can easily help 100 people with what we can give her.
I think it could be a case of that. I think it could be based on the fact that we are not many. Why would we spend so much money on few and the same money would help thousands? It could be a case of that.
But what makes people think another life is more important than
the other? It's lesser important than the other. And the thing is, with these kids comes a lot of blessings. A lot of blessings. And we are going to have so many cases of them. Bet you me, we are going to have so many cases of them. Will we wait for then so that we can start rushing to control, where we could have done so many things, like sensitize on testing, sensitize on, put the information out there for people to know and how to avoid such things so that we don't have a problem on the same. There's so many things we can do as a country.
So many. And so electricity is the bare minimum.
It is honestly the bare minimum. To me, it can be accumulatively 50 to someone else is 10 a day, 10 a month to someone else is, and they already have to think about so many other things.
Yeah.
If we can lift that for them, honestly.
Now, assuming they watch and they do nothing, let's explore other options here. Solar. What do you need to have an effective solar system that is going to give you guys electricity, power 24/7?
I wouldn't. So fine, we'll get the solar, right? We'll it's expensive, we'll buy it. What happens to the rest? I am here to look for a permanent solution.
Not for yourself only.
Not for myself, but for all of us. A temporary solution for all of us. Because we'll get the solar for me, Lynn. Tomorrow, Mom will call me crying. I feel like I'll be unfair to... I'm being unfair. Fine, I have a few people. I'll call, I'll DM, I'll text. I'll put my story out there. I'll get help. What about the rest?
Where do they go?
What happens to them? They don't know Lynn. They don't know. They don't have followers on Instagram. What happens to them?
They can't easily access us.
I cannot accommodate them here. I live with my mother-in-law. I cannot. What happens to them? I don't want to be selfish. And I know for a fact fundraisings will come and then they'll end. What happens after that? I just want a permanent solution. I don't want temporary. And I don't want to be selfish with it. Yeah, if we're doing this not to change my life, but...
What do you want?
I want the government to help with electricity. Least until we figure out how we can make a difference to other kids. I want them to help with that. At least let them do that for us.
Start with electricity.
Let them do that for us.
Just electricity.
Just electricity. I can help Ghana, the people who are under home care. I can help with that. But at least lift that for us. Let's start from there. When we are asked, what does your government do for you? We'll proudly wake up and say, we don't pay electricity. At least let's start with that. Because if we talk about how we'll sensitize, they'll say, hey, it's too much money. If we talk about them building a whole center, they'll still say it's too much money. But I don't see why I should pay for electricity.
And it's within your control.
I don't see why. And I have so many other things to think about. I don't see why.
Did you ever think one day you would beg someone to just...
I didn't even think that I'll be back to pleading. I didn't even think. I thought things will just find their way after the several fundraisings I've done. And we'll just move. But it has been overwhelming. It's overwhelming, Lynn.
It is. It is.
It is overwhelming.
Not to help some people, 5,000 might not be much.
I don't have to carry my burden alone.
Yeah.
I have people to think about. I have people who talk to me. It's no longer me problem. It's how we help everyone else. Yeah.
There's an entire community
out
there,
in the home care,
just hoping for free electricity.
Yes, it's the bare minimum.
It's the bare
we
minimum.
All say, like, why do we? That is what we all talk about, and we're like, honestly, we already have to think about so many things. Why should we think about power? Why should we even worry about it? Let us worry of the aspect of the power has gone. Now we look for backups. Let us worry about that. And we'll just give them a call and push them and all that.
Yeah.
But let's not worry about how much you're going to pay for the power. Let me not think about when Neilah goes fully into the machine, I'll have to come to terms with paying 10,000 a month. Let me not worry about that.
Worry about taking care
Let
of
me
her.
worry about taking care of her.
Yeah.
Let me worry about her supplies. Let me worry about her food. Let me not worry about power. Good. And I hope someone has heard that. I really hope so. We can only pray.
I want to wind up, but as always, there are those people who would want to reach out to you for this and that, emotional support, spiritual, financial, any. Before we even get there, is there anything you want to add? And also, how can they find you?
I intend to do more stories with Baby.
Yes.
On YouTube. We had a YouTube a while back, but we stopped. I think it's the aspect of it, everything being too much. I intend to go back just to update people, encourage people, so that somewhere they can always follow up on. But I'm always on Instagram doing the same. At Truthworms on Instagram. I update people. I'm on TikTok nowadays. We do videos with her. Yeah. So that is where people can reach me from. Yeah.
Any phone number?
In phone number, my number is 0713 064482. That is my personal line.
Yeah.
People can reach out on the same with the number.
On the same one.
Yeah. But I this time round, I don't want handouts. I want a solution.
Thanks.
I want a solution. I want to be out there. I want to work. We want a solution. We want to move forward.
And we will get a solution.
In that, if someone calls me, I can even send them something. I want to be that person to help someone.
But you are that person, Ruth. Helping does not mean I gotta help you financially. Sometimes you just being there and listening to them when they come, thinking you have it all figured out and you still make space for someone. That's helping too. Helping does not have to be financial. You being accommodating people and you sitting on this chair and saying, you know what, Lynn, I don't want to fight for myself because it's easier. People are going to watch and they will automatically be like, Lynn brought her. We got to help her, you know. But you see, you sitting here and saying, Lynn, I get it. I will get help, but I don't want it for myself. That's what makes you a different person. So you can't say you are not able to help. You just did. You just spoke for majority of people that I can't access, right? And I'm just thinking, maybe just connect me with a couple of them and we can do an entire documentary on how they are navigating their solutions, in their situations, so that if we have to push this to the government for them to be able to see that home care is not a joke, because people are not at home because it's luxurious, it's cozy, it's because hospitals are also so expensive, right? So, and you are not able sometimes to travel every single day to go to Kenyatta to visit your loved one. Unatoa wapi hiyo fare?
True.
Sengine unatoa wapi hata hiyo fare? You get it, yeah? So we have to be able as a country to start speaking out and airing our voice and saying home care is expensive, and as you said, electricity is the bare minimum. Mafuta imepanda, electricity imepanda, kila kitu tu kwa inchi inapanda. Then what happens to us?
Auntie.
What happens to us? You know, thank you for coming out. Again, may I always tell you, even if you say we do this 10 times, I'm never getting tired. Even if you say we do this 20 times, I'm never getting tired. It's a journey we started together, and it's a journey we have to finish pamoja. Are we together? No, don't cry. It's a journey we started, and it's a journey that we have to finish. And you said you want to fight for other people. So just do it.
Probably.
Just do it.
Once and for all.
Once and for all. And we start with Baby Neillah by demanding, not requesting, by demanding that KPL, wanaitangwa KPLC siku hizi ama iliachwa Kenya Power. Anyone that is watching that is capable of doing this, we can start with Baby Neillah.
Yeah.
Even if we have to start a petition, I know of organizations, change organizations. If you are watching, can you, even if it's, we just have to go crazy. We have to shout, because then it appears if we shout, that's when things get done, right?
Yeah,
so if we have to shout and ask you, please, as a family, these people cannot afford the 5,000, 6,000 monthly Kenya Power bill that you keep dropping at them, and their child's life depends on the ability of that machine to function. So could you please waive that bill? Could you just waive the bill and make sure they get electricity for the rest of their life for free?
Yeah.
Until that baby comes out of that machine and she's able to do things for herself. Could you please, kindly, we as Kenyan citizens, we are asking you, can you waive that bill for her and for majority of Kenyans that are watching, who have their loved ones, the caregivers who are taking care of their loved ones, and electricity is top of their stress? Could you please, please, please come up with a solution? Please, it's the bare minimum you can do. So whoever is watching, Mama Neilah's contacts are right there on the screen. If you could be able to waive that bill, if you are watching and you have even a space that you can be able to accommodate even the husband, as you've heard, they don't want handouts, they want solutions. So could you please be an active participant in making sure that we have solutions? Because when I come back here, mi by then nataka tu kusikia siku moja Kenya Power wameamua wamekatia mtu. Hakuna mtu yani wameamua electricity wamepeana buri. And this is
just one out of a few.
And this is just one out of few. So why can't they do it? I believe they can. Maybe information haijawafikia vizuri, but let's hope wherever you are watching this from, you can also tag Kenya Power and make sure that they do what is best.
Yeah.
What is best.
Hata
director anasema wako na CSR, wanafaa kuwa na CSR. Inaweza kuwa CSR yao, man. I mean, pesa,
I can help them look for the people. I know several people.
There you go. So let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, hata mimi nataka tu kuringa kama Kenya niseme, Kenya Power kuna place walisaidia na stima.
Manze ati watu wa home care hawalipangi stima Kenya.
Kwa home care Kenya hawalipangi stima, and I believe it can be done with your voice, with my voice, with a couple of other people, guys. Let's do it, and I'll find out if by the time that we air this episode we have a petition. I believe we can all start a petition, and if we'll be able to have started it by then, the link will be pinned on this comment section. Sindio? Asante.
Thank
Me,
you.
I'm good here. We wind up.
Yeah.
We wind up. Yeah. So as we do, guys, just hashtag free electricity for Neilah. By the way, hiyo ndio hashtag. Halafu hizo zingine tutafuatilia. So at the moment, it's free electricity for Neilah. Halafu by force. Unajua sisi kama wananchi ni right pia yetu. Tunaomba tu. We are requesting to let them do the best they can, because I know it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
It's possible. So hashtag free electricity for Neilah. Free electricity for watu wa home care. For home care. Yeah, let's see if we can have those two hashtags. Free electricity for Neilah, free electricity for home care. Sindio? I believe we can tweet and we can start a conversation around those two hashtags. Sindio? Good job, Mama.
Thank you.
Keep fighting,
good
keep
job,
going.
Yeah.
Yes, miacha nikule pancakes za mama-in-law. Yeah, but good job, sawa.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and to my incredible team that gets to do this with me, my legendary camera person and director Edwin Ochieng, we've gone through this journey together. I think Neilah's story is the one that broke Ed. It's the first story I ever saw Ed cry. And guys, there's nothing much we would have done back then. That's like so many years back, and we are still walking the journey. So my bro, Edwin Ochieng, thank you so much for everything you do. And to other incredible members at LNN, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.